Hello and welcome to Pool Boys Recommend, a podcast where three toothbrushing boys. Did you all brush your teeth? Did you brush your teeth today, boys?
Yeah, I did.
Good. We're all teeth brushing boys. Yeah. We come together every week and we recommend things to each other, do them, and then review them. My name is Stuart.
I'm Chris.
I'm Dave.
And we are your certified pool boys. We're back with a new batch of recommendations, but first it's time to rate and review last episode's recommendations. And this week we are going to start with Chris.
Hell yeah.
Now, Chris,
before we actually jump into the recommendation I received last week, I just want to give an update.
This is most unorthodox, Chris.
This is going to become a weekly segment. It's Chris's wish update.
This is good content. It's going to last at least 3 months.
That's right. Last week, 7 days ago, when we last recorded, and we talked about my Wish.com orders. I'd ordered 8, 2 got cancelled, and so I had 6 things coming. And last week, I hadn't had anything arrive. But this week, I am still yet to have anything arrive.
Is that
nothing?
Serious?
Oh, that's good.
Not as much as an
Thanks
email.
for the update, Chris. That's very good. Not so much as an email.
Nothing at all.
Great
maybe next time on the Pool Boys Recommend, maybe we'll have something to ponder on and look at and review. But as of this week, nah.
Fantastic. Really demonstrating the competency of Wish.com there.
Yes, certainly.
Alrighty, so last episode I recommended that you, Chris, pretty much hand wash everything that needed washing. So no dishwasher and no washing machine.
Yes, you threw
Which,
me
knowing
back.
you, Chris, you're a bit of a sweaty lad.
That's
a fair amount of things.
We're getting to that.
Okay.
Don't even worry.
Boy.
So this recommendation really came in 2 parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna review it in 2 parts.
Okay.
So part number 1 is the dishwashing, and not using a dishwasher. Now, in my family home, I grew up without a dishwasher for a long time. It wasn't until I moved in with Dave about 3 years ago, it was when we had our first dishwasher.
That's when you had your first one 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, Dave.
You never forget your first.
I'm sure you'll agree with me, Dave. Neither of us were particularly good at using that dishwasher.
No, didn't we talk about the ham and spaghetti?
Yeah, we're anti-rinse people, Dave and I.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I remember early on when we lived together, I was like, can you just, like, if you eat rice, not put it like a fucking handful of rice straight into the dishwasher?
I don't
please.
care.
I remember saying that.
I've got no time
so
for it.
actually what you're saying is you're not a rinsing person, because actually I've always said that I was a rinsing person.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. I did agree last week when we recorded. I said I wasn't a rinsing person, but that was to yes and on the podcast.
Oh, thanks, man.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is open a whole new can of worms. A can of worms I will not rinse before I put it in the dishwasher.
Straight into the dishwasher.
Yeah, wow. All right, we're all waiting for the Netflix expose.
Here we go.
So I actually kind of enjoy washing things by hand. I remember there was a Bill Gates interview, and they sort of asked him what simple things do you still do yourself? Like, he can afford like 10 butlers. Like, what simple things do you still do yourself? And he said he likes to wash the dishes by hand. He likes the way he does it.
Wow.
Which I just find
no one else just gets it quite right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And I kind of can relate to that. Like,
Yeah.
I just hate it when the dishwasher doesn't do its fucking job and requires me to rinse dishes beforehand.
And then
What's the point in it?
Because it cooks it on because it cleans it at such a hot temperature. Sometimes it makes it worse.
Just bakes the shit right on there.
And there's just something particularly satisfying about pouring a piping hot, sudsy sink of hot fresh water and getting
You're making it sound like a tall glass of Coca-Cola.
Damn straight. And getting like a solid sponge and or a Chucks or something, and just like actually washing your dishes till they're clean.
Oh, nice.
There's
Actually,
something
speaking
quite
of Chucks,
satisfying about it.
what's your weapon of choice?
I used a Chucks this week.
Okay.
Chucks.
And
Interesting.
look, doing it by hand every day.
I always pegged you as a sponge man.
I know, we just didn't have one. And
I actually pictured you as the sponge with full handle. You know those new Duvalakis where you just...
They're unreal, dude.
So that's more of a quick one. It's like, I just use this cup. I don't want to leave it there for until I wash next. So I'll just do a quick one. I'll use that for a quick one. But I'm doing like a session.
It's your quickie
It sounds
stick.
like you're really giving these dishes a real massage.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's just like kind of whispering to them.
Getting all
A little
sudsy.
kiss before you put them in the dish rack.
Yeah, and then you got to rinse all that off before you sit nicely on the shelf to dry.
You tuck them into the cupboard.
You think you guys are
Good night.
looking
Good
into
night,
this
my
too
sweet
much?
flat
Good night.
porcelain babies.
Oh dear, one of you's up the wrong way.
Hello.
Let me just fix you there.
Chris, just flip you
I think
back
this is
over.
enough. All right.
It's time.
And the system kind of worked. Like, I think, I was just kind of doing my own thing. I think my roommates, would have appreciated some more help with the dishwasher loading and unloading, but I was doing my own. I was on my own.
Sorry. I'm on an Amish journey.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm on a pilgrimage.
There was a particular night, because the rule was, like, hand wash any dishes that I use.
Yes.
And there was Bella's birthday this past week.
Oh, yeah, right.
Saturday night was her
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
so
Bella.
we had some friends
Yeah,
over.
happy
We made
birthday,
some
Bella.
burrito bowls. And just because, like, it's her birthday and she was, like, hanging out with her friends, I just decided I'd cook everything. So I cooked a whole meal, and I made a handmade apple crumble as well.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't until I had to serve up the apple crumble I realised we didn't have
We'll
enough
have to wash
bowls
the apple crumble
and
dish.
cutlery and stuff. And so I just needed to, like, I cooked this huge meal, and then I had to wash all this stuff, and like serve up another meal, and I slept well that night. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I bet you were a one-man restaurant. That's great.
A little bit, yeah. It was pretty stressful, that one. But
Did you work up a sweat doing that?
yeah, I certainly did, Dave. Yeah.
Leading into part number 2?
Leading into part number 2. So the dishwashing I quite enjoyed. The next part was not using a washing machine and washing my clothes by hand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now,
No, this was the real thing that I expected there to be an issue with. Did you get like an honest to God like washboard and everything?
no.
you
I
don't
didn't
need that.
Did you just kind of like clap in the sink?
So-
like just kind of.
That is one way.
I googled how to wash clothes by hand, essentially.
That must have been humiliating.
Yeah, kind of.
Just googling how to wash something like that.
Yeah, and so all the results I got were like, okay, get the garment and put it in the sink, or get the t-shirt and get the tea towel.
Yeah.
And it was all like individual items, because none of these weird websites I went on to thought anyone would ever do a full load of washing by hand.
By
That
hand.
was just so absurd. Go to the fucking laundromat. Like, you thought that was just so absurd. There was no instructions for a full load of washing by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the Puritan way is to do it each individual item separately. But I mean, I have hand washed before.
The Puritan
and
way is to do it in the river with no soap.
Yeah,
And those people clearly haven't discovered the internet yet, so they haven't put anything on.
And so
WikiHow, just walk down to the Ganges.
Yeah, just get on down there, look out for the hippos, and just shove those tunics and stuff right in there.
So I do it. I run some warm water. I put all my clothes in. I try to save my nicer shirts. Just because, I sort of realized
you're worried you're going to fuck them up.
I realized the first time I did it, like, the clothes become quite slimy, and even though I rinsed them twice, they're still kind of slimy.
Oh, what? Wait. Oh, Chris, did you clean the sink first?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
It's
How
just like
did that
detergent. They're just covered in
dishwashing liquid
detergent.
on
They're covered in
the
Oh,
surface or
okay.
something?
Yeah, gotcha.
And so even though you rinse them, like, they're still kind of like that. And
Yeah.
so, okay, we're talking about me being a fairly sweaty human, which is true.
Yes.
And so I wasn't really using my good shirts or anything. I didn't want to really wash them by hand. And so mostly what I was washing was my socks, my undies, and stuff I wore for working out, like gymming and stuff.
Yeah.
And
The kind of
so-
stuff that you really don't want anyone else to wash anyway.
Exactly. And so I've never really realized how much a washing machine does to hide the smell, but it fucking stunk. Like, it was so smelly.
Yeah.
It was just my, like, unmentionables just marinating in a sink of their own juices. It stunk. Like, you could smell it in the other room.
Just getting this, just soaking in the soap.
Some hot, unmentionable soup.
It was awful. That's why you use a washing machine, so you don't have to smell it
Let's
all.
not think about it.
Anyway.
But what color was the water?
It wasn't too bad. It was hard to tell. Like, it would sort of pull from the colours that was in there a little bit. Not too much, but it's sort of hard to
Like
tell.
an off grey colour.
Yeah.
So next, I rinsed them twice, and then came the next step. And now, my mind was cast back to last week's Stu when you were telling me that I only knew 3% of what you were going through, and I hadn't thought ahead, which is absolutely true about the Love Shack recommendation.
I feel like
But
I've made the same
you
mistake.
thought ahead about this week's recommendation, because this recommendation of washing your clothes by hand would have been kind of fun and like it would have been more practical in summer.
Yeah.
But in the
I didn't
freezing
even
cold
think about that.
Melbourne winter, they just weren't fucking drying.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, nothing dries in Melbourne.
I've just sent you guys 2 photos of my first load. I did these Wednesday midday. I took these 2 photos. They'll be uploaded on our socials, Instagram and Facebook and all that. Full Voice Comedy.
When did you take this photo?
This is Wednesday midday. And you'll see that sopping wet ground.
Yep.
And even though I tried to like drain out these clothes bit by bit, like getting rid of all this excess water, because I didn't realize how much a washing machine actually dries your clothes.
Yeah, it does a good job. The spin cycle does heaps.
It does an
You're
amazing
supposed to like
job.
wring it out, aren't you? Didn't I mention that in the...
Well, yeah, I kind of tried, but like it only wrings out so much. It's still incredibly wet.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah, it looks like you just came back from the beach and just hung all your clothes up.
Exactly. And I had more hefty clothes than just a pair of board shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
It's just a photo of your wet undies.
Yeah, it is.
I've just been staring at this for too long.
I can't wait to put the photo of your wet undies up on our Facebook.
I didn't think about this at all, actually. I didn't put anything into that. Anyway. So
He wears bonds.
I'm a bonds man. I'm hanging out Wednesday midday, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's some premium shit, buying bonds.
Thanks, man. Oh, it's a my mum does it for birthdays and Christmas and stuff. Shout out to
Wow, okay.
She's a good mum.
I'm sure she's
Good on
listening.
you, Mum.
Hey, Mum.
On you, Lindley.
So
Mama Heasley.
I hang that out Wednesday midday, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How long would it usually take for some clothes to dry?
I mean, summer, like half a day.
Yeah.
How much could one banana cost?
But like Melbourne winter, my guess is 4 days.
I check it Thursday morning,
Yeah.
still wet.
Of course.
Check it Thursday night, still wet.
Yeah.
Of course.
I go away Friday night.
Yeah.
Me and Bella go away for a birthday. Come back Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Most of it's dry. I take in most of it. Cold, albeit cold, but it is dry.
There's always the, is it wet or is it cold?
Yeah.
Was it
Exactly,
outside?
yeah.
Did you put it outside?
Yeah, I leave it outside, yeah.
I mean, that doesn't help.
Yeah,
Unless
but
his bedroom
I
is
live,
like
I live in a
deck.
share house. There's no room inside.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
It's all dry except a hoodie and a sweater I have.
Oh, yeah, the
So
thick
I leave
pieces.
that out. It's still got some drying to do.
Yeah.
I leave it out Saturday night. Sunday morning, still wet. Leave it out all Sunday. Sunday night, we had torrential rainfall.
Oh, yeah.
We're starting from scratch. Starting again, square one.
Oh, mate, you didn't get it undercover?
It's still out there.
This morning, Tuesday morning, 6 days later,
man.
they finally
Man,
dried.
that's
Wow.
terrible.
Wow.
So, really, this recommendation, it didn't really take up too much of my time. It took up a fair bit, but not too much of my time.
That's good. I didn't want to ruin your week.
But it just was like, okay, you can't wear these clothes for a while.
Yeah.
For a whole week, you just can't wear a particular set of clothes.
Okay.
And in Melbourne, in winter, missing a jumper is not fun.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
So yeah,
what'd you-
that's my review basically.
Yeah, what'd you think in the end?
Okay.
My
Yeah,
rating
what do you
system
reckon?
is out of 2.
Yep.
And which kind of works kind of well for this recommendation actually, because it was kind of a 2-parter. So I'm going to give it 1 for the dishwashing segment, and I'm going to give it a 0 for the washing machine segment. So all in all, it's a 1 out of 2.
Fair
It's
enough.
a 1 out of
Yeah.
it's a 1 out of 4.
Well,
Yep.
well,
It's a 1 out of 4. It's 2 things of 2.
I think
No,
we've
it's like-
already established maths is not our jam, boys.
it was more
I'm telling
like
you that it's 1 out of 4.
No. You got okay. I'll explain this better. They both got like a pass
Okay.
or fail mark.
Okay.
And so the dishwashing got a pass, and the
Okay.
washing machine got a fail. So it's 1 out of 2.
So it's a net fail.
Depends how you look at it.
I'm looking at it from a mathematical perspective.
1 out of 2.
From the look of
60%.
that picture of your clothes hanging out, I'd say it's a gross fail.
All right, moving along.
Last week, Stu.
Last week, Dave, you recommended that I write my will, I prepare my affairs.
Yeah,
that's right.
Which I had quite a bit of fun doing this.
And we had to feature
It is a famously enjoyable activity.
Well, it made me kind of
Making
think,
sure that your kids are looked after. And,
well, that's the thing. I don't have any kids, right?
That you know of. No,
I have a mention.
wait, who are those?
Those little people running around my house. Trolls. All right, so let me just get up my will. Okay, so while I'm getting it up, I have a few notes. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to sustain this, but so my executors. Oh God, I'm going already.
He's dead.
So my executors, I have appointed my sister and my brother, because in this circumstance, I'm sort of assuming that like it's a parent's worst nightmare. I'm assuming to be put in their own child's will. Like you want to outlive you want your kids to outlive you, right?
Yeah,
so I didn't put my parents aren't in here at all. All right, so my sister and my brother are the executors, but you know how there's always a person who comes out in those films, and they come out at the funeral and they make they read the will to the eagerly awaiting family.
Yeah.
In my ideal world,
You must stay in my mansion for one night.
yeah. The one person, if I could have it my way, the one person that I would have outlive me and be the person who delivers the speech of my will to the family, it would be Brian Blessed.
Brian Blessed. That's a solid.
Do you guys know who Brian Blessed is?
This is the will.
Yes. This is the last will and testament of Stuart John
Is that the
Merrick.
guy from Love Shack?
He's a big fat Englishman with a massive voice.
Okay.
So just the entire
I'm pretty sure
way.
his voice has been knighted and he hasn't.
He is a sir, yeah. He's a crazy guy. We should do a whole episode on him. He's done so much in his life. Oldest man to get to the North Pole, I think. Crazy. Anyway, so I would want him to be the guy who reads out my thing. So that's written in the will. And then, so my executors are my sister and my brother, and then
Santa Claus.
What? The Santa Claus
has got to be way older than Brian Blessed, and he's in the North Pole.
Okay. All right.
Oh, we're just moving on. That's fine. I thought that was a fun bit. We could have done some stuff there.
No. I'm sure
That's
we can.
cool. We can just move on.
What do you want? Like I was fishing for something like a Santa Claus in my will. Like there's a Santa Claus against Santa Claus in my will.
So if you kill Santa Claus, then whoever kills you becomes you. That kind of thing.
Yeah, all right, I'm up for that.
Allen.
Okay, here's my will. So the will, like I actually went to a legal site and kind of made a will. It is not official. I was a few clicks and my bank details away from making it official, but I just decided to screenshot it so that I don't have to undo all the ridiculous shit in this. Okay. So
this is the closest thing, though. So
if
you do die,
if I do die, it might be taken as
it might be taken.
This is it.
Yeah, and a lot of it is genuine. All right, and so here is my will. Basically, there's a hell of a lot of paperwork and like stipulations and shit, and that's really boring. So let's get to the juicy stuff, which is the gifts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All
right, here is my will.
I'm ready.
Specific bequests. I leave to Violet Coco of Melbourne, Victoria, if they shall survive me for their own use, absolutely. The following. This is Brian Blessed.
This is great.
My book collection of plays and poetry.
Oh, lovely. Violet will love that. That's great.
Yes. To Elliot Huff of Melbourne, Victoria. If they shall survive me for their own use, absolutely. The following. My book collection of fantasy books.
Ooh, Elliot.
That's my fantasy books. Go to Elliot.
All right.
I leave to Mark Conroy, if they should survive me, my book collection of non-fiction books and my Les Paul Epiphone electric guitar.
That is a hell of a gift. Fuck yeah.
Yes. Okay, next one. I'm leaving to Jenny, who is my partner who lives in Scotland. And I've also named her my beneficiary because things are going pretty well
Wow. That's
Seems like it, man. Yeah, this is great to know.
Yeah.
Could have blasted us with this one on the off air.
Yeah,
That's cool.
she's only 30% of my beneficiary stipulations, but I'll get to that.
Who is this mysterious Jenny character? And if you die, she's definitely the one who did it.
Oh, look, I haven't mentioned.
At this point, 1,000%. Yeah, and also Jenny gets my estate and everything else. Anyway, guys, it's been great. So thanks.
Well, it's not much of an estate, to be honest. But here, Jenny gets a really good gift. So I give to Jenny my PS4, my Nintendo Switch, my Xbox 360, my Nintendo 64, plus all games, plus access to my Steam account with all of my Witcher 2 trophies.
Fucking solid.
That's a haul.
Damn.
You're
that
welcome.
is solid.
Yeah. There is a little stipulation underneath this, which is my brother has an amazing games collection. So if my brother is alive and he wants any of the games that I have, he can take them, but only in exchange for something with that Jenny
you have
wants.
to swap them.
So if Jenny has to get a game in return.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there you go, Jenny. If I die, you can play games. You can play games forever. All right.
That's nice.
All right, let me get my Brian Blessed back on. I feel like I've lost him.
I leave to Lachlan Adams, if they shall survive me, my Ibanez acoustic guitar and my Roald Dahl book of revolting rhymes.
A lot of books.
Yeah, I have heaps of books. I got a big book collection. But that's the end of the books there.
I leave to James Yee, my steel string Cole Clark guitar. He bought it for me, so it's basically just going back to where it was.
Fucking good on you.
Yeah, he's a good man.
He just bought you a guitar?
Yeah, he straight up bought me a guitar. He's a nice
What a legend.
man. Yeah.
Considering that you have at least 10 others, that's a really nice thing to do.
I know. Actually, speaking of instruments and yourself, David Reynolds.
I leave to David Reynolds.
I know him.
Juicy bits.
So he may sing ditties and sea shanties to me in the spirit realm. The following: my mandolin,
Yes.
my charango,
Fuck yeah.
and all my ukuleles.
Wow. Yes, dude.
Yeah.
The charango is a huge get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so is the
you-
charango like a
That is
type
a
of fruit
good
or...
get.
Charango is a little. It's basically a
Tangerine
ukulele
type?
with an extra high E string, and all of them are double stringed. And some of them
Probably
they're
good
from,
at
they're
going
from
to make.
Bolivia, right? And they're traditionally made from armadillo shells.
They are traditionally, and this one I think it's made of wood, but it's carved like an armadillo shell. It's a beautiful, beautiful charango.
So sweet.
All right.
And the headstock, the neck, and the body of the instrument are all the same length.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
It's a real Vitruvian man of an instrument. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, I'm going to drop Brian so I can get through this. I leave to Petra Schulze, who is Lachlan's girlfriend. I leave her my Yamaha guitar Lele, so you got something to practice on yourself.
Lovely.
She lives in a really musical household. So. Okay. I leave to my old share house my mug collection. In brackets, you guys can just keep them.
Fair enough.
That one's kind of not an optional. You don't have to die for that.
Yeah.
I'm just not coming to pick them up.
I'm not coming back. I leave to Tim Roach, who, for those of you who aren't close friends with us, he is our dungeon master. That's not as kinky as it sounds. It's a D&D thing. It's a dungeons. It's a very nerdy thing. I leave to Tim Roach my wooden Peter Pan sword.
Lovely.
That's nice.
I played Peter Pan and Tim directed me, and I want to give him the sword because it means a lot to me. So, I leave to Mitchell and Melissa Gunn Lagos, who are the couple that I'm living with at the moment. I leave them my tap shoes, my costumes, and my props, excluding my Jedi robes.
And most likely my body.
Yes.
Is it because you're getting buried in the Jedi robes?
No.
Yeah.
That's the next thing. I leave to the heir.
He's just going to evaporate
Oh, of course.
Luke.
Yeah.
I leave to my heir, if they shall survive me, for their own use absolutely, the following. Jedi robes. So, if I have a kid one day, or adopt a kid, if I've got an heir,
young Padawan.
Yeah, young Padawan, they get my Jedi robes. And there's a clause here. If in the case that I do not produce an heir, the council should convene and choose a successor.
Awesome.
That's nice.
Awesome.
And lastly, for the gifts, I leave to Chris Heaslip.
This is it.
This and it's going to seem like nothing. And when I die and you get the envelope, you're going to think, oh, I got shortchanged here. But this is the best.
Okay.
I leave to you my Fitness First card. Do you want to know why this card is magic?
Why's that?
And I have to whisper so that they don't hear me. But they stopped charging me a long time ago. And they never stopped the chip working.
Oh, nice.
So you got yourself free gym membership for life, baby.
That's good.
That's beautiful. You know what the saddest thing about that is though? You're gonna be devastated when you get charged like a biannual.
Oh, I know.
Like $2,000 in one go or something. It's gonna be pretty rough on you, Stu.
But the thing is, I only signed.
I was just gonna say, how are the sit-ups, dickhead?
But I only signed a contract for a year and a half, so like it's on them right now. It's got to be on them, right? I don't know.
I mean,
am I a bad person?
I'll look into that, Stu. I don't know, man.
Anyway, that's what you get.
Thanks, man.
That's good.
I get to pay off your Fitness First debt.
Oh, actually, speaking of debt, there is also like one of the things in here, because it's like you have to fill out a bunch of things. So it's like, where do you want your debt to go? And I thought, well, I think it can go to J.K. Rowling. I think she can handle it.
There you go.
Okay,
she can cop
nice.
that. Yeah.
Right. So I just put her name in there. The machine didn't stop me from putting her name in there. As far as I'm concerned, J.K. Rowling owes all the money that I owe to the state.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I think that's fair, right?
Thanks for the degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the actual formalities of it. So I direct my executor to divide the residue of my estate into 100 equal shares, which will be distributed as following. Jennifer Holgate will receive 30 shares of my residuary estate. Taronga Zoo will receive 70% of the shares of my estate. And under the terms and conditions, that a statue of me must be erected out the front of the elephants with a motion sensor constantly explaining things about elephants.
Made out of like aluminium cans or what?
It's made very ethically. I don't care how they make it. They just got to put it there.
With all that money,
they can make it out of fucking elephant skins for all I care.
It's just made out of brooms and plaid shirts, like a scarecrow. I'm Stuart, and elephants are dirt.
Pretty much. Well, look, I feel like that's my role in life, so it should be my role in death.
Okay.
I like it.
Always backing elephants, yeah, and just for the record,
weirdly at Taronga Zoo and just say stuff to people passing by. Is that Is that what we're talking about here?
That's not normal.
Okay.
I go with my trolls and Brian, my friend Brian, bless it, and my trolls. All right, I'm losing the plot. That is my will, my last will and testament. And I think that's pretty much it. Like, there's actually a large document.
Yeah, it would be.
You don't have to read the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. But that's pretty much it. It made me think about all of the really important and sentimental things in my life and where I'd send them.
Nice.
Yeah, and it actually made me think, just to get a bit thoughty for a second, it actually made me think that, like, I've got so much left of my life to go. Like, half of the people who I'm going to give all of my shit to probably don't even exist right now. So just think that's interesting.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was going the other way.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah. What do you mean the other way?
You can have a lot of kids.
Oh, me? No.
Yeah, well, you said half of the people don't exist.
Oh, yeah. But I'd give to
I'm assuming there's going to be twice as many as you just read.
Well, I've got
the same amount are going to be.
I'm picturing more like, no, I'm not planning on popping out kids 3 times a year.
All right.
You're going to need more Jedi clothes.
More than one. We're going to share one Jedi robe.
No, but I'm just thinking about
the
like
highest midichlorian.
I'm just thinking about nephews and nieces and stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, that is me.
How would you rate it, Stu?
How would I rate it? For experience, it's not really the most pleasant thing to do. It's really just filling out a document. So experience would be like 3 stars, 2 stars actually. I'm going to say. Sorry, bumping it down. Yeah. Spiritual growth is an interesting time of reflection. I'm going to say 6 stars. Okay. Spiritual growth, and 4 stars.
Stars though.
How many stars for a will? For my will, I like my will. My will gets 7 stars. As far as wills go, I think
It doesn't even
one-
get 10 stars.
I
It's
think
your own
it's,
will.
I think it's one of the least boring ones, but I think that there are like, you know, I don't have any clip art on there. You know, it could be. It's not.
Yeah, it
it's-
could do some word art.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
Comic
yeah, word art.
Sans.
Yeah. It's not as flashy as it could be. And
Did Clippy come up and he was like, "Hi, I see you're trying to write your will. Fancy cutting old Clippy in? Boy, that sure is a nice charango."
I see you type Sharango. Clippy loves strange exotic instruments.
All right, good stuff, Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davey Reynolds.
That's right, yeah,
Last
Dave.
week, I recommended that you play a video game. A video
Yeah, a very
game
specific
called.
video game.
A video game called "I Love You, Colonel
Love You, Colonel
Sanders."
Sanders,
A
colon.
finger-licking good video dating simulator. I should say, not
right.
video game, dating simulator.
I love
you
you,
go?
Colonel Sanders! Exclamation mark, colon.
Oh,
A finger licking good dating simulator.
correcting my punctuation.
So here's the thing, right? One thing that you know about me, and a lot of people who've worked with me know, is that I love KFC. I
Yeah,
love
you
it so
do.
much.
Uh-huh.
It's unreal. It's so good. And who else loves KFC? That would be the Japanese.
Oh yeah, they
love
do.
KFC.
They eat it for Christmas,
There's-
right?
They eat it for Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a Christmas tradition for them to eat KFC.
Yeah.
Right? So again, a dating simulator, which was first popularized in Japan, makes a lot of sense for them. And I think that maybe it was kind of like marketed more towards that kind of market, you know?
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I download Steam.
Yep.
I steal all of Stuart Owen's Witcher 2 trophies.
Good.
Oh, you bastard.
I download the free KFC dating simulator, which I'm glad that it made it free because I didn't want to have to pay any more money to become even more indoctrinated by the Colonel.
That's right. It is an ad, so it'd be nice not to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as it is an ad, as soon as I boot it up, you know, it comes up. There's like a little anime, like if you ever seen anime, like it's a really classic kind of like opening to it.
Wait, as in like an anime opening, like. Yeah,
people just like
and
running,
then like lots of
whatever,
yeah, cool.
All of that stuff. As soon as I boot it up, my laptop's cooling fan just starts going like, it is absolutely freaking out, just laboring under the weight of this, much like my body feels whenever I eat KFC. It sounds like it's about to take off, right? So I'm just like, this whole time I'm doing this, it's just like screaming at me. It's like I'm playing in a wind tunnel, just like
That's
trying to do this thing.
amazing that a dating simulator takes up so much processing power, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just trying to deal with it. It's such an outrageous concept.
It's getting
KFC
clogged
dating
up
simulator.
with all the 11 herbs and spices.
It's the cholesterol just
Yeah.
getting into the So right from the outset, you know, like I decide I'm going to be a bit of a bad boy.
Oh.
I was figuring out who I want to be in this dating simulator. I'm
Yeah.
going to be a bad boy. I'm a bit of a bad boy character, right?
Nice.
And kind of it came up and it was like, what's your name going to be? And I was like, oh, now I need to think of a good name.
For a bad
what'd
boy.
you
I need
go?
to think of a good name. Yeah, for a bad boy.
Yeah.
And the name that I came up with was Ghostface Zinger.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Oh, yeah.
On brand too.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm gonna chart my own course, and you know, if the Colonel falls in love with me, it's no surprise because I'm a stud. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, this is how the story goes. You start off. It's the first day of culinary school, and like any good JRPG, you start off and you're waking up, and it's like, wake up, the alarm clock's going. And it gives you two options because the whole thing is like a choose your own adventure. kind of
Exactly.
deal. So it's like smack that clock up and at 'em, or throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever.
Game over.
Oh. Yeah, game
I'm a
over.
I'm a bad boy, right? Throw the clock out the window.
Yeah,
stay
baby.
in bed forever.
Yeah.
And it's like you stay in bed and daydream, and then you get up. It's like, okay, well, I can see them on rails here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I meet Miriam.
Oh.
My best friend, Miriam.
Yeah.
And you know Miriam. You know,
Naturally.
she's always looking for a bit of action on the side.
Yeah.
Actually, just quickly, there's this bit where you can set her up with either this, like, there's this kid, he's like this fat, corpulent little man-child named Pop. And there's also a character who's just like cobbled together like a bunch of different like kitchen appliances. His name's Clank, and he's just like,
He's like a pots and pans golem sort of thing.
yeah, he's just like a kitchen appliance golem.
The
Yeah.
lore is
Wow.
deep here, you can tell already.
Exactly, yeah. Anyway, so obviously Ghostface Singer chooses the robot
Damn
to
straight.
set him up together.
That's my
yeah.
boy.
Not too lucky in love, Miriam. I do feel for her. Anyway, you step in from outside. You're introduced to this dreamy anime colonel.
Oh.
He's dreamy as fuck.
Like a young colonel?
He's young. He's kind of got this like laid back, kind of like hand in one pocket, like, oh, like kind of like glint in his eye, you know? And his name's Haaland. His name's Haaland.
The true 1950s enterprising spirit.
That's right, yeah. Also, he is, you know, tall and thin and not like short and fat and old, which is what the actual Haaland was, right?
Yeah.
Real slow burn on the colonel reveal, actually. It actually took me like half an hour to get to this point.
Whoa,
Really?
okay.
Real slow burn,
God,
yeah.
they make you work for
That's
it.
partially, exactly, they make you work for it. But, you know, Ghostface Zinger doesn't care.
But you are dating the colonel. You end up dating the fucking colonel. Is that right?
Well, I mean, who knows?
Okay, sorry.
You have to choose
come
your way.
on,
You have to
Stu.
choose your way.
You have to get there.
You have to get your own way. Ghostface Zinger, he doesn't care.
Okay.
It gives you the option to sit next to Miriam or the colonel. And I'm like, fuck him. You know, Miriam's my ride or die. I'm gonna fucking sit with Miriam. She's my bestie forever.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. You know, just waltzing into the school. Then the professor's like, it's pop quiz time.
Oh.
This pop quiz that tells me whether or not you're ready for cooking school.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna do a pop quiz now. I'm actually.
These are the real
Yeah,
questions?
I'm imagining. Well, yeah, I want you to kind of guess what Ghostface Zinger would do. By the way, I'm pretty sure this is what teenagers do now in lieu of doing a training video at KFC. They just play this game. All right, here we go. If train A is traveling to point B, how important is it to wash your hands after cooking? Depends. Extremely, or it doesn't matter.
I'm going to say extremely. But you are a bad boy, so I'm going to get
Yeah,
you.
you're a bad boy. So did you say it doesn't matter?
I said it doesn't matter.
Nice.
That's right. I don't care how much salmonella gets everywhere. All right, here we go. Question number 2. Forest is to tree, as chicken is to feather, night vision goggles, or a slam dunk.
I've met some pretty ballin' chickens. I'm going to say a slam dunk.
I'm going to go feather.
Yeah, I'm going to say a slam dunk because Ghostface Killer bowls.
Oh, yeah.
He bowls.
Oh, yeah.
I said bowls? Balls. He bowls. What's the...
Hey, balls.
What is the bowls? What is the most efficient eating utensil ever made? A spork, a comically oversized fork, or a meat tenderizer?
These are the real
mate.
questions.
Meat.
These are real questions.
This is amazing, but the answer is meat tenderizer.
Yeah. Obviously, we chose meat tenderizer. And
Yeah.
what food is best for a broken heart? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt.
That's actually quite nice.
Camel meat,
Whoa.
or a pancake that looks like a silly face.
Oh, it's the pancake.
I'm going to say the love one. I mean, that
No,
may...
it's camel meat.
No,
Sprinkles. Is
Camel meat.
Sprinkles a good... Oh, shit, I forgot to mention the professor's a talking dog.
okay.
Okay, that was very
When those are the
important.
details you forget. That's a...
Those are the important ones right
Yeah.
there. Is Sprinkles a good boy? No, yes, the best boy. Okay, I wrote yes, because, you know,
Yeah, sure.
he's a good boy.
But like, the best boy is
Sure.
that's a subjective matter. But is the answer
Yeah.
the best boy?
The answer was the best boy, and I know this because I get handed my mark, 0 out of 5. Game over.
Really?
Fucking game over.
Game up.
So you have to start again.
I wake up in bed. It's the first day of culinary school. I'm like, fucking hell.
Oh my god. No more messing about,
Are you
boy.
fucking kidding me?
This is your Russian doll.
So
Amazing.
I'm like, fuck, I can't be this bad boy character anymore because obviously I'm not going to get through it.
No.
This is, by the way, I'm like an hour into this. At
It
this
sounds to
point,
me like
right?
you're 0 seconds in.
Yeah. I'm 0 seconds into this game.
Wow.
So I make a new character. His name's Young Bucket.
Young Bucket.
I like it. Young,
Young
Buck.
Bucket.
You're a
Start again.
masterclass in naming things, Dave. I love
Yeah,
it.
thanks, mate. You meet Miriam, help her through her nerves for culinary school. I go and sit next to Colonel Sanders. This is where you find out that in fiction, the KFC Fabe.
Fabe.
That Colonel Sanders was born out of an egg,
What?
and his natural scent is of chicken.
Yep. That actually makes sense.
Sounds like a monster.
Occam's razor, like, he is a chicken, right?
Yes. He's the slam dunkin' chicken.
You hear? yeah, that's it. Young Bucket studied for the test. He gets 5 out of 5.
Oh, good.
And then the talking dog Sprinkles. He goes, "You're ready for school?"
Yep.
And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm in." I checked the progress menu. Completed part 1. of 10 parts.
No.
Of 10 fucking parts.
Really?
Yes, man. 10.
Okay. Now,
10 of the bad boys.
I'm guessing you didn't get through all 10, but how far did you get?
I did get through them all.
That's my boy.
What?
That's
No.
I got through them all. Yeah, man. I commit.
Well,
Young Bucket's here to fucking win.
Dead
you know?
straight.
Okay.
What happened next?
I can't give you all of the things. I mean, I'll give you some of the highlights though, if you like.
Yeah, for sure, please.
In kind of it's called Bite 1. That was for part 1. In Bite 2 or Bite 3, a kid literally dies in class
Whoa.
from eating poorly cooked octopus, and then is just a ghost for the rest of the game.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The ghost of chicken's past.
Yep. You, the player, come up with the idea for potato and gravy.
Nice.
Oh, actually,
Which is then
that is
yeah.
that is amazing that they give that to you, because I've always thought, just as an aside, I've always thought that potato and gravy is KFC's like smartest monetary invention, because you're just dipping deep fried potato into mashed potato and a bit of gravy. Like, it's the smartest way to make money out of potatoes.
Glue. Yeah,
That's true.
Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, and also low key, fucking Harland Sanders steals that fucking idea.
Oh, no.
He just fucking steals it. Like, it's not ever mentioned.
Oh, okay.
But you're talking to him about it, and then he just, obviously KFC has that, so he's just stolen it.
Dreadful.
You find a book of magic spells.
Oh, my God.
Becomes important later in the game.
Yeah.
Your rivals steal it. And they create this mashed potato and gravy monster covered in sharpened sporks. It's called a spork monster.
Whoa.
You fight him in the courtyard with Colonel Sanders. That's when you really see his power punch. He does a power punch, does 10 damage.
So it's like a whole fighting element to it.
Nah, it's not. It's not like a Final Fantasy like
Turn-based.
this. It's just like a which do you choose? Do you choose attack or do you
Still.
choose whatever? And out of these options, what are you going to choose?
Okay.
and, like the option is like attack or whatever.
Yeah.
Does it really give you a sense of like the urgency of being in a fight?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. You got to remember, my computer is wheezing trying to just run this game. Everything that I do, and this is part of the reason why it took so long, is that when I click an option, it sometimes takes me up to 6 to 7 clicks just to actually make it register.
Oh, God.
Oh man.
It was hard to get through.
Yes.
Oh, you later become friends with that monster. No big deal. There's this whole Mr. Slugworth style subplot with Miriam.
Yeah.
Mr. Slugworth is that guy that tries to steal Willy Wonka's chocolate
Yeah.
recipe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like a whole like thing where she's like texting off like secret ingredients to.
Oh, no. She's evil.
There's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
intrigue here. So at this point, is it still a dating simulator, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of centers around and comes back to you trying to be with Colonel Sanders. Actually, the end of the game, in the version that I played, Young Bucket, the speed run,
Yeah.
I did fall in love. Colonel Sanders and I did fall in love.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Awesome.
Yeah,
fantastic.
so that's good. But he didn't respect me enough as a cook to make me his business partner.
Wow.
Let alone that he's stealing my fucking recipes.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, you got backhanded, man.
I got absolutely fucking slayed. That's fucking sucks.
Do you know what you did wrong?
I think it's on him.
I
Don't
think,
blame him.
yeah, I don't
Sorry,
think that
you're
this is
right.
on you. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's wow. Okay,
Yeah, Chris.
This sounds like there's so many moving parts. Like,
there are.
Yeah.
There's heaps.
It
yeah.
actually sounds like a full anime series. Like, actually, it sounds like multiple series of an anime where, like, the monster in season 1 is now the best friend in season 3. Like,
That's right.
that's crazy.
Anyway, so I'm gonna get to the rating situation.
Yeah.
I didn't love being forced into a romantic situation by this game. Clearly, I tried not to at the start, and then was just set back in my ways, back to square number one. So I'm like, fuck, I better do that. But I do love KFC.
Yes.
and it loves you.
So I was just the sheer Pavlovian confusion of that. It just confused me. I use the numbers. So my rating system is I use the numbers 1 to 100. I use each one once and not a time more. This one, I'm going to give it a 10.
Oh.
It is number 10.
Lowest
the
yet.
lowest so far.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
rough. Worse than
I-
getting a fake tan.
It was
Yeah.
worse than getting a fake tan.
Wow.
Wow.
It was hard. And I mean, if I was playing it on a real computer, it would probably be fine. I mean, a real computer, but like a computer that can handle it.
How long did it take you?
all up, it probably took me 6 hours
Oh my god.
to play this 1.5 hour game.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
There's a bit where you go to Colonel Sanders' like romantic hideaway that he owns, and you try on his clothes. It forces you to do that. I don't think you get. I can't even remember, but I don't think you don't get to choose whether or not you try on Colonel Sanders' jackets. It says it's too big for you, and then he springs you wearing it. Right?
Oh, okay.
So then you have to. There's this one where you have to choose between a couple of ways to get out of the situation. One is like, oh, I'm cold. Another one is, you just make a move. And then there's another one which is I can't remember what it was, but like I tried to make a move.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not that kind of game. Game over. So I had to start the whole thing again.
You're kidding.
Not from the bed, but from like the start of like Chomp 5 or whatever it was.
Did you freak out when it said game over?
I was like, are you fucking... Yeah, I freaked out. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do the whole thing
Not that kind of game.
Just standing there with my computer screaming at me, just like like a helicopter that is about to lift off. I'm just like,
Oh my gosh.
It's killing me.
Far out. All right.
Yeah.
I think after all that, we need a break.
Awful. Yeah, I think so. Hey, why don't we, instead of playing the KFC game, why don't we order some KFC and sit down and watch a good old family film?
Let's get some popcorn.
Get the family bucket. Let's do it.
Some popcorn chip. How about that?
Latest throwback craze.
Alrighty, most of you guys know the drill by now. This is Family Movie Night. Every episode, we sit down and we watch 10 seconds of Home Alone. We're at episode 7 now, so we're up to seconds 60 to 70. We're into our second minute. Very exciting, boys.
Here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's panning out. Oh, the light's on in the home. Yeah, that's very nice.
We're scrolling
Lights
out,
on, who's home?
Scrolling out so slow.
It's just the home, and it's alone by
It's
John
Williams.
Williams.
Of course, John Williams. Didn't know
my
that.
God.
Star Wars fame.
Indiana Jones.
I believe they called that piece of music the Jewel of the Fates.
Yeah, the Jewel of the Fates, the classic opening to Home Alone.
Yeah,
and it's a classic score, Home Alone, as well. It's beautiful.
It truly is. I can't wait for Darth Maul.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to get chopped in half. The sticky bandits to get their lightsabers out.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good, man. And then they don't let Macaulay Culkin on the council. It's fucking devastating.
I actually got a bit of trivia on John Williams in Home Alone. He was like the last ingredient in the whole puzzle. So they like basically edited the entire film together. They were completely ready to send it off, and they're like, look, we need someone to score it. Hey, maybe John Williams will do it. Maybe if we just ask, who knows? And so they asked him, and he watched the movie, and he really, really enjoyed it, and he said yes, and did it, and that's how we got the beautiful score.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
I love that he watched the film and then was like, yes, I'll score it. Like, imagine being a composer.
Watching it without the music would have been so weird.
Watching it without the music, the whole thing would be so strange. And just imagine having that frame of mind where you can sit there, watch the film and be like, yes, this will do nicely.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm imagining music and it rocks. My imaginary score absolutely slaps.
give me
to do this.
give me 40 nerds with their instruments and a stick and I'll make this shine.
Let's do it. Alrighty.
Cool. All right, with Family Movie Night done and dusted, it is time for us to get on to next episode's recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go first with the first recommendation.
Sure.
For this week, I'm recommending to you, Chris.
Mm-hmm. This is the most nerve-wracking part of the whole thing. We have such a lovely conversation.
Let's just sit in it for a second. The tension. Okay. The tension. It's nice. Chris Heaslip.
Yes, David.
No, it's actually not a big deal, this one.
Right.
What I'm going to get you to do, what I really like is that you commit to a bit, right? And one of the things that I've always really liked is like, I mean, even your private Instagram, you did the Chris Heaslip show for a bit.
Yeah.
And now you're doing a Braid Instagram.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is create a parody Twitter account. And you have to do 10 solid tweets between now and the next time we record. Like, for example, real carrot facts was one.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing. I want you to do a real gimmicky one. You can choose whatever it is, but I want you to do 10 solid tweets. You read them out.
Gosh. Okay. All right. Okay. It can be parodying anything.
Whatever.
Oh, gosh.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that's-
doesn't necessarily have to be a parody of something, but, like just one of those joke Twitter accounts.
A joke to
not
account.
not
Okay.
a personal
Yeah.
account, but a joke account. Okay.
All right, I can do this.
Awesome. That's
For
great.
example, like I started one called Amnesia Guy, and it was just a guy who had amnesia.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me. Okay.
Wait, you're Amnesia Guy?
Yeah, well, I don't know, actually.
All right. I like it. I like that one. Okay.
Did Amnesia Guy just stop posting one day because he forgot his password?
Probably.
Yeah, that's why. And it's not because I couldn't think of any other amnesia-related jokes after the two that I did.
Stuart Owen.
Yep.
It is my duty to recommend to you this week.
Before you go, I feel like we're going to be kind to each other. Right? I feel like there was an unspoken thing after the hand washing and the love shack that we'd be kind to each other for a couple of weeks.
It's funny you thought that, Stu.
It is funny you thought that. I would argue that this is quite kind. It's a gift. I've got a gift for you. I have a physical object. It's sitting right next to me and has been this whole episode. And so I'm going to have to come on over and hand it over to you because it's a physical thing that you need to be able to complete this recommendation.
Oh, intense.
I got thinking because Dave's video game went so well
Yeah.
and he enjoyed that so much that I thought I'd get you a video game as well.
Oh.
And not just any video game,
Yeah.
but the original virtual reality pet. Stu, I recommend that you play this Tamagotchi.
You got me a
I
Tamagotchi.
got you a Tamagotchi. I had to write to two different targets.
Chris, this is a blessing.
That is a hell of a gift, man.
That is amazing.
Tamagotchi.
What
Hell
the fuck?
yeah. Oh,
All
that
yours.
is very cool. Thank you so much, Chris. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I'm
big
coming
man.
round
Bring it
now.
over
I'm
tomorrow.
coming
Bring it-
over now.
Oh, okay, all right.
That
Just
is
try
awesome.
not to
I've
kill
got
it.
some
That's the one.
imaginary shit to clean up.
That's right.
That's so exciting. I was only talking about Tamagotchis with Jenny just the other day, and now I will have one. This is amazing.
Your very own.
Cool. It is my duty, as you said, Chris, very well put. It's my duty to recommend for you now, Dave. Dave, I think this one might be. I think it might be an impossible task. It might be, but it's not. It won't take up too much of your time. I want you to. I recommend that you try to find and eat a fruit that you have not yet eaten before.
Wow.
Oh,
that's such a good one.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I'm stoked about that.
yeah. I
That's
think
There's
amazing.
like a market
supermarkets.
near my house. Yeah, I'll do that.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Hell yeah.
This is going to be a fun week.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, I reckon it will be.
What a positive app.
All right, let me just double check something for our beautiful, beautiful listeners. This episode will be going up on. Oh, this episode should be going up on the 1st of July, and this. So if people have seen this episode pop up and had a listen to it, it's probably come in the off week when we aren't supposed to release an episode, but that is because we've decided that we're going to go weekly.
Hell yeah,
Weekly,
man.
baby.
Hell yeah.
We are going weekly.
Couldn't get enough.
It is a fair amount of work, but we're really, really up for it. And so hopefully we can sustain it. But don't get mad at us if we go back to fortnightly. But we are really excited about going weekly because we love doing this, and so we're keen to bring it to you every week.
Yeah, well said.
Keen as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm really enjoying. I'm glad we can finally say next week and this week and last week because it's just
I know.
the easiest way
Because
of
we
referring
keep
to
saying
things.
it and it's not true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and saying fortnight, it just doesn't come as naturally, as saying last week or next week.
And the greatest positive of all, we're actually going to get through Home and Alone. We actually might get through it in a reasonable amount of
11
time
years,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, it halves the time. So, yeah, if we
That's
keep
right.
going for 11 years, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, most podcasts don't make it past their 10th year, so let's see.
Fuck, okay.
They were only invented 10
You
years
just
ago,
want to
Stu.
stop
What are
watching
you
it
talking
now,
about?
Stu? Fuck.
No, I'm saying that because it's a joke because most podcasts don't make it past their 3rd episode.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay, right.
And here we are.
That was a funny joke, Stu.
Oh, thanks, dickheads.
Let's go on to Mustang Sally and
Chris,
Stuart.
Actually, speaking of
Yeah.
other podcasts,
Yeah.
my other podcast that has been around for a couple of years now is starting up again. So
again.
if you like listening to podcasts, go have a listen to Buffy the Vampire Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Dave's done a couple
Buffy
episodes. We're starting it up again.
Oh, you
Nice.
are?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm really glad to hear about that because actually,
Nice.
just the other day, I listened to an episode that had both of you boys in it.
Oh, right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was really great. So yeah, as someone who's not on the show but listens to it, definitely go and check out Buffy the Vampire
Thanks, buddy.
Slayer.
Yeah, it's a
cool.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch. So we go episode by episode, and the two girls I'm with, Megan and Mabel, big mega fans, and I've never seen an episode before. So I'm sort of
Encyclopedic
discovering
knowledge.
it all for the first time. And so if you're a Buffy fan or if you're interested in Buffy, go give it a listen.
They're not really watching Buffy. They're watching Chris watch Buffy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's like, there's a really great dynamic. It's really good. And personally, like for instance, I have watched Buffy, but I'm not a huge fan. But I don't listen to it for the Buffy. I just listen to it for the chats. It's really cool.
Thanks, buddy.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's going to do us. 1 hour of recording on the dot.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks very much for listening. My name is Stuart.
I'm Chris.
I'm Dave and Stuart.
No,
No.
Chris. Chris, take it away.
Ba 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 ba.
It's Hey-ya.
Yes,
No,
we
I
got
said
it.
Hey-ya fucking ages ago.
Did you? Oh, sorry.
Did you?
I've already retired. Yeah, I said that ages ago.
Okay. All right.
packed
Dave
up.
got
Sorry,
it.
Stu. I was with you. I didn't hear Dave either. All right. Well, yeah,
That's all right.
congratulations,
Well,
Dave.
we all wanted to hear more
Thank
of
you.
the song.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening, everybody. And we will see you next week. Not even next fortnight, next week.
7 days.
Next week, baby.
Take care of yourselves. See you then.
See you soon. Bye.
And if you jump and we go back down, there's no hope if we go back down.
Is that actually popcorn chicken you just ate there, Dave?
Yep.
Really?
It is.
No way.
You fucking animal.